Hi everyone. This video is to talk about my visit to New Mexico, especially some of the wildlife reserves like Bosque Del Apache. Now, between the months of late November to Jan are the peak months when you can visit these places, and it's a heaven for bird photographers. There are thousands and thousands of birds that fly in from the north and take refuge at the Bosque del Apache. During the daytime, they feed on the waste fields, and at night they move over to the ponds. During the morning, there's a special um, the special action which is called the blast off, whereby you can see thousands and thousands of birds taking off from various ponds and kind of eclipsing the sun itself. It happens during the sunrise, and it's a definite must visit place. Now, in terms of my visit, I planned it over 3 days. I think a couple of days are good enough. And if you're planning to be there, the nearby town is Socorro, which is decent enough. You have a few hotels and mostly motels, but if you plan your stay properly in advance, it's roughly around $100 that you can get a decent stay. Now, in terms of my visit on day one, I reached pretty late. It was around 3 p.m. So that gave me approximately an hour and a half to spend at the refuge. But then again, it's like I came to know that there are some other options and some other refuges, which I'll be sharing the details, the names, and the locations, which you can visit in addition to Bosque del Apache if you are in the neighborhood. Now, getting started with some of the videos of day one. On day two, I was a little apprehensive. Now, I thought it was going to be a smooth trip, but that's when some of the problems started. The first one, when you take pictures of bird, you do want to get some close-ups, a few views in which you get some of the details of the birds and all, right? But in Bosque del Apache, you should plan ahead unless you have a really big lens, and that should be 600 plus some teleconverters, which I had. Uh, you won't be able to get close enough to the birds. Now, having a 300 or even 400 is just not good enough in most of the cases. If the birds are flying by and you take pictures, maybe a 300 is good enough. But otherwise, most of the places, the distance between the birds and the distance to which photographers or other people are allowed are quite far off. So that was number one challenge. The second challenge was in my 3 days trip. Day one, I was going to reach there late afternoon, so that didn't give me too much time to take picture of the birds. Day two was going to be my primary day, and unfortunately, the weather changed a little, and it was forecasted to rain on day two, which was going to be my primary day. And on top of it, I was using the Sony teleconverters 1.4x and 2x for the first time. And unfortunately, when I looked at the end of day one, some of the pictures that I had taken were not as sharp as I would normally expect my pictures to be. So I was really worried whether I got a bad copy of the teleconverters or what was going wrong. So stay tuned. Let's have a look at some of the videos from day two and day three. The second place, which I promised I'll be sharing with you all, which I discovered because of a fellow photographer shared the information with me, thanks to him, was Lad S Garden Waterfowl Complex. Now, this is a free entry complex where you have got a lot of open fields where these birds feed during the daytime. And it's really a good place to be because you can get a lot closer to the sandhill cranes and other birds compared to Bosque del Apache. And it's a good option for you to take good pictures by when you are able to get close to them. When taking pictures of the blast off in the morning in Bosque del Apache, it's best not to be on the flight deck itself, but a few meters down the road between the woods. It's where you have got some places where you have got better vantage point and a better perspective where you can take pictures of the birds and with the sun at the corner of your picture. That's what I would suggest should be your position when planning to take the videos or pictures of the morning blast off at Bosque del Apache. So all in all, an amazing trip. Let me go over and share some of the pictures from this trip. Please do check them out and let me know your feedback. Thanks for your time.